And I think we are live.
I hope so, because I can't do this again.
We are live. I see it.
Excellent.
It's official.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it on my
It's
other laptop.
official.
So.
We just need some speaker and we're good to go. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Bedtime Stories.
It is the Bedtime Stories, and it's 2021.
Happy
And
New
we're
Year.
back with the last guests that we had in 2020 because we
Yeah.
weren't done with them.
Oh,
And that young lady that's talking right now, her name is.
Oh, I'm Sin Rose. And that young lady that said I was talking, her name is.
My name is Red. Hello and welcome. Welcome back.
Welcome back. And thank you for your continued support of the Bedtime Stories because we want to keep this going. And so thank you for joining us and thank you for being here and thank you, thank you, thank you.
So yeah, it's 2021. We're back with the guys from Soul Summit. How you guys doing?
Yay, we're good.
It's good.
I like that. Yay.
In the mix.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's 2021 and everything seems crazy outside of my bubble. So I am drinking wine.
I like.
I'm drinking wine.
Tequila and raspberry lemonade.
Look out.
Very nice.
I have
Ching ching.
I have this this coffee liquor, like 2 drops left from Haiti. You know, everything is coffee. So there's this like sweet coffee liquor that I brought back from there.
Okay.
That's what I have.
I like it. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't have anything at the current time, but let's see how this goes.
See how
Never too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, see how the evening goes.
It's not too late. It's not. All right.
What about you, Jeff?
I'm finished for the night.
Okay.
I like that.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Well, let's see. When we were last here, we were discussing all sorts of things, and well, I'm just gonna get right to it because I had some stuff that I had from our last meeting that I just we rolled over. So I wanted to know, was there ever any discussion of moving to a different location because of the growth of Soul Summit?
Yeah, I mean, from all angles, from city council, so from the legal magistrates to, the community, the people, like, hey, you're outgrowing the park. So there has been that. I mean, obviously we've done events throughout everywhere, but right. I think you're asking like as a base, right?
Correct.
Yeah, finding green is such
remember we were.
So, go ahead, Tab.
And we were when we were talking about what's that, Commodore on the big field,
right?
Yeah.
I'm curious though, did you consider not just like a free event or consider doing it as a paid event or creating it into something that?
Oh, yeah. So many business partners were pushing for it to be like an Afro punk almost.
Right.
You mean outdoors?
That would
right?
change.
You mean paid outdoors?
It could be paid outdoors or paid indoors.
Well, I mean, obviously we've done paid indoors, but I think I'm assuming you meant like a permanent Afro punk pay at the gate.
I mean, I'm saying developed into anything that would be like, developed into anything. It could be, okay, we're gonna do this in a stadium, or we're gonna do this in a, whatever, in another park and charge, or we're gonna continue to do it in the park and have it be free, or like,
Right.
what's that like? Is what I'm curious. Like, what kind of thoughts did you ever have about the
A
brand?
lot. Yeah, I mean, in 19 years, yeah, a lot. Um, Somehow we've managed to navigate, really circumvent the charge piece. As we grew politically and as we matured with our business plans and our economic outlook, we were able to procure grants, sponsors, et cetera, that would allow us to not charge. That's really what has helped. But definitely, I don't know, the other guys can speak to that. We've Commodore Barry closing it off.
Yeah, restoration. Yeah.
Restoration, because yeah, that's another area. I mean, restoration, the house music community knows it. They just walk in with Soul Summit, but the R&B and the hustle community, they know it differently. When you go to restoration for those events, it's the outdoor one. It's closed, and you actually pay, and there's security at all the entrances. But again, here's Soul Summit. We did it so differently. We found a way to procure, again, funding. You can have sort of your cake and eat it too if it's done properly.
So has that affected the decision not to move? Being able to have like a certain funding and whatnot?
I don't think we've entertained moving for special events. Like if we will have a large performer there, and it would double or triple the number of attendees that would attend in Fort Greene Park out of safety reasons, we definitely were considering a Commodore Barry with a big stage where everybody can see. The thing is about when you charge for your event on city property, that changes somewhat.
Mhm.
A whole bunch of other legal ramifications. I mean, nothing we haven't came across before, but we just kind of like the idea of having it free and open to the public. As long as we can. I mean, as 2021 progresses on and things begin to open up more, we'll see how long that could be. But if it's up to us, we will leave it free, no matter where it is, hopefully.
I mean, I love the idea of a free event that's available for the masses. And I think that there's definitely, like, that's necessary, right? Because that's how you get new folks to see what's happening and to feel the vibe and to feel the energy. And then they go out to paid events. But they learn about it in free events oftentimes.
Correct.
So it's super important to the entire like infrastructure of nightlife even.
And I think that especially coming again after being once we come out of lockdown and everything, I think people will need some form of release, and hopefully we'll be able to provide that particular service. And as people knew it, we missed a year, and as we come back, and it'll be just like it was before everything happened, hopefully.
I mean, I don't think that it'll ever be just like it was before everything happened. In reality, I don't think that that's like, people are made up of their experiences, and the experience of this time that we've lived through has changed a whole lot of folks, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, totally. Totally.
And for the better, for the most part, right? In my opinion, like there's a lot of people that are standing up and talking about and facing things and being real about things that they ignored for a long time, or that they, acted like wasn't important, right? So, but I think that it's never going to be the same. But so I'm curious, with that being said, like, how do you envision that kind of, like, I can't see right now with my mind, I can't see myself feeling comfortable to go into a space like Fort Greene has been during Soul Summit.
Especially when there's certain people and groups that want to set up on top of you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think
That's gonna be a wow.
that element.
I'm telling people,
It'll
people
be
are dreaming. That's gonna be a wow. Soul Summit
Yeah,
is like last.
yeah.
That's Soul Summit is, please, come on. We're going to bring 10,
I think
15,000 people together.
right.
Come on, that's how realistic is that?
So what do you see as like
I mean, it'll happen, but
of how you could make this still be, because it's super important to the community, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
No, I'm saying it's going
Right.
to happen. It's just not going to happen before anything else happens. We have so many other things
Yeah.
to prepare first. Soul Summit. Soul Summit is a major event. I mean, it's they're not going to have major events, I don't think, for a while. That's just me.
Yeah.
No, it's not just you. It's not just
No,
you.
they may want, so far from what everybody is kind of kicking out there is restricted access to things.
Right.
So
But
it
even
may
that,
not be
like-
just show up.
yeah, but even that's for like 20, 50 people. I mean,
And that's
fucking
also,
thousands
that
of
changes
people.
a lot of logistics, because at that point you would have to somehow secure the area,
Yeah, that's
key count of the
Yes.
people that are coming in. You would have to do like RSVP, and that's yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
know our people, so good luck with that.
yeah, interesting.
For the time, honestly, I think that for the time being, the pulse of events, or the bulk of events that could actually happen, would only be like VIP and exclusive, very limited engagements where,
Yeah.
and then a virtual component to that where people from around the world could be a part of it.
Yeah,
Right,
interesting.
right.
That makes the most sense. I believe I believe that's gonna probably ride out at least another 2 years like that.
Yeah, and I think the virtual component will never go away.
No, it's here to stay.
It's here to stay, and we have to kind of start to think in that manner as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were adding the virtual component. Well, we were trying to add the virtual component because we went live. That's how, I'm kind of familiar with the OBS and all the technology already, because we were going live for like an hour or 2 hours. We just weren't manning it.
Right.
But we were going live from the park the last 2 years or something like that.
Really? Where?
Where were you going?
No, a webcam on top the tent.
I know, but
And it was where?
Restoration.
Facebook. It was on Facebook. I just never saved it. But if you would have logged, because you were probably dancing. We went live on Facebook with a webcam from on top the DJ tent. But like we did one July and one August. But like I said, we just never manned it. So whenever it got knocked off, it just stayed knocked off.
And you know what? To that point, Tab, to us here, to all the people here in the States, not significant. But remember the amount of people abroad that logged in because they couldn't be here. See, now with COVID, things like that are like significant. Then it was just like, oh yeah, Soul Summit. Yeah, it's live online, whatever.
I mean, like,
context.
Okay, so given that you're like, you're an organization that has solicited sponsors to be able to support. So you know what that is about, right? And you know that sponsors in particular look for like, your logistics, your demographics, what you're doing, like how many people you reach, that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like now you have a challenge of like, now we have to reconnect to our entire audience? Or do you feel secure in that you're connected to them well enough to be able to move on to the next plateau?
It's a good question. I think like logistically wise and marketing wise and kind of demographics, you should kind of every season maybe refresh, because people come in, people leave. Look how many people have left out of the tri-state area. So
Right.
I would think it's almost like you would need to reconnect just to see where you stand, because since you won't be able to have big events like the past, everything kind of is going to be maybe email and some type of other marketing to reach out to see who may be interested. So definitely going to have to reprogram from probably the ground level up to see who's still here, not here, who's coming out, and who's not. So yeah, the demographic thing will be a very key component moving forward. I think for everybody.
Are you asking, like, with the new dynamic of internet, or you mean when we come back out, how do we feel? Which one are you asking?
I'm asking about like when you come back out.
Yeah, when we come out, we don't need to do anything. So
That's what I was gonna say. I think you guys are fine. I mean, if you had 13,000 people and now 7,000,
the minute we send it out, we're gonna have quadruple what we've ever had. I thought you were mentioning, you were referencing with the platform.
Right, but I think she was asking whether the sponsors gonna want to see. I think she was saying, the sponsors.
Same answer. You're gonna have triple what you had before. If you're asking about coming back outside, coming back out, come on. I'm getting texts now. People texting me now. What? We're coming no matter what. We don't care about the disease. Please, we come back out.
That part, but I'm talking about like the virtual component.
That's why I asked. What are you talking about? Virtual?
Get that virtual component to connect with the sponsors.
Now that's different.
Get that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking. Really.
Sure. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer in the summertime in July. And if they have the option, that's why we didn't do a lot of virtual over the summer. Who's sitting in the house when it's 75 degrees looking at a computer screen?
Right.
So I didn't push a lot of summer time things. And if I did do it, it was late. Like anything virtual I did over the summer, I started at midnight.
Right.
I think you'd have a better chance of reaching people instead of 3 o'clock. And when our event starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and it's 75 and 80 degrees, I think that's the challenge. I definitely think that's a challenge for log on numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you guys can go outside, you'll be fine, just like Sadiq said. And as far as the virtual, now is the time to start working on that, because there's a whole lot of people who will be sitting home looking at the computer screen because they're not going outside. And it will, you know what I mean? There'll be people that live across the street that will still be like, I'm not going outside, but I'll totally watch it from where I'm at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I've already kind of gonna really like jump back on to where I stopped at, because my vision was to have the park a 4-camera shoot really running. We've done the 2-camera. I've done a 2-camera. I wanted to do a 4, 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and maybe the one facing behind the DJ tent for a bigger thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna pick up with that infrastructure. So, I know all the logistic problems up there as far as like Wi-Fi and satellite. So you definitely got to step up your game up there, because that's why the signal, you can run up there for about an hour, 2 hours, but if you're starting to run for a while, there's no strong signal up there. So you got to kind of figure, once that's figured out, and you got people manning it, it should be fine. So I'm just gonna pick up the original plan and actually see it through eventually.
Okay. I have a question, but I feel like we answered this question as she posted it, which was Zephaniah wanted to know what future Soul Summit endeavors are on the horizon And I think we sort of just touched on that, which is, we got to sort of wait and see. We don't know. Possibly
Yeah,
a
totally.
virtual thing, Zephaniah. We just don't know.
No, no, because the thing is, I think nobody knows. I was on calls. Brooklyn Mirage don't know. Nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody really knows at this point.
Okay. I have another
I'm always
question.
curious about I know that you guys have had pop-ups, people, artists that have popped up at Soul Summit, guest people that have performed, all kinds of stuff. My question to you is, if there was a dream person that you could have, who would that be?
Wow. Yo, Jeff, who do we come close to getting who would have been at that point the dream guest?
As far as DJ wise,
Yes.
the
one person,
well, one person I would like to see DJ wise would be Mancuso.
That's
but who
it.
was the person that you almost had?
We almost had David.
Oh, that's who you were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave Mancuso.
Really? That would have been very, very interesting, because that is a completely different style. And I think some people would have been shell-shocked, like, what is happening? And there would have been a whole other set of people that were like, we know exactly what is happening.
It would have been great in the park. Are you kidding me?
I agree. I mean, I agree. Like, a whole lot of people would have been like, whoa, what is this? But, it's kind of, learning and being entertained at the same time. Because we're big into the history. We're major into the history of it. So if we could have presented that, like I said, it wouldn't have washed well with everybody, but those who know. It's one of those things.
Right. Everything ain't for everybody.
I wanna share this. Very interesting. So Doug Sherman, who plays for the Loft now,
Yes.
he did, even when we Mancuso was still with us, Doug played on my Twitch, on my house, for my house in the house, my Friday thing, and he played, little lofty, he always does.
Right.
And somebody said to me, this is like, I'm switching from channel to channel on Twitch, and I get to your channel and I think it's a little bit like slow compared to the other things that are on. And I said, then maybe this is just not for you, because there are a whole bunch of people on my channel right now that aren't always on my channel. And it ended up being like the highest number of views that I've had on a show, which I found really interesting, because, the history, we know our history. It's not always for everyone. So
right there it is. That's what we talked about all of that, how it would go over, how it wouldn't go over, but at the end of the day, if it would have happened, it just would have happened. I mean, I think it would. Awesome. The yays would have outbid the nays.
I have a question from the chat from our dear friend Kim Lightfoot, who wanted to know. Who wanted to know, other than when he guest DJ'd, LOL, what was your most memorable moment?
Well, Kim was one of the few guests that DJ'd in Kyla Gore Park.
Okay.
There's been a
Soul Summit 101.
I think, wow, that's a hard question. I mean, I don't know, because we've had a lot of people come through. I don't know what would.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Memorable moment,
different,
right? So you mean it's not let me come through for Soulgasm's 10-year anniversary and Brian Cox played. It's not that.
There you go.
Thank you, by the way. That was awesome.
No, it was. It totally was. I think one for me, one of the times it wasn't a guest DJ, but it was the time we had Kimberly, that girl, Kimberly, who did Fade. I believe we had Barbara Tucker. We had Barbara Tucker come in after that. And what was crazy about that day, we were late on the sound permit and we had to put up a stage from hand. We had to build this stage, that Adidas stage or whatever it was. That was a crazy day. And I remember when finally the sound came on and she performed, that for me, that was, because nobody knew who she was. Everybody knew the song, but never saw her perform it. That was one of the most, that was special.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, that was one.
The event with Joe Clausell and the band. That was that was a good one.
So
Black
many.
Coffee. Remember, Black Coffee was special.
Yeah.
Remember, we had to set on it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
so many special artists, but let me say Kim Lightfoot was definitely the special artist. I pitched the idea to Kim. Our daughters are best friends. They were in school together from kindergarten to 6th, and often he would drive me home or I would drive him home after picking up our kids. And I was like, Kim, creating this new thing that we haven't seen, at least like this. And this is what it's about. Me tab Jeff, and he said, I'm in. And for me, that's why he's special, because we needed like a legendary Brooklyn person to kick this thing off. So before Jelly Bean Benitez, all these, Grammy Award winning and Black Coffee, there was Kim Lightfoot, as Jeff said, and Kyla Gore. Numero uno. Thank you, Kim.
Oh, there, Kim. Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
We love
so many.
you. This shit.
Tyrone
Followed by
Francis.
Soulgasm. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that was one of my questions, actually. Who were your favorite guests and or performances, since this started?
Wow.
I
To me, it's like almost everyone was favorite.
Yeah, Fertile Ground.
Who?
I liked Fertile Ground. A lot of people never saw Monique Bingham until we brought her out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that Fertile Ground was with Kevin Hedge. Yeah.
Right. It's hard. It's hard. It's just.
Yeah, it's so many.
We know so many special people.
Les Nubian. I mean, these are Grammy Award winners here. Les Nubian, we've had. The list is endless. So it's like the biggest, but special to me yet. Some of the artists. Melba Moore. I mean, that's
Melba
special
Moore,
to me. That's like a dream. We were all kids, and this is again Grammy Award and Tony Award winner, and here we are, hosting her at our event at Restoration. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal day.
Yeah. Special.
Just so many.
Okay. I have questions for you from the chat. Shayla Ray, I'm going to read your question, but I want you to know, she wanted to know when the world opens back up, if mega parties require folks to do COVID things like temperature checks and stuff like that, would Soul Summit change the free-spirited way of the past? Do you believe we will ever celebrate in Fort Greene like we used to? And Shayla Ray, just want you to know, I think we kind of answered that a little bit earlier. So you were going to have to go to the replay. We just had a whole talk about that. And yeah.
That's my girl though. Thank you for the support.
Yeah. Hey Val, what's up, girl?
Day in and day out, lovely spirit and lovely person. And hopefully, we don't have to compromise, but whatever we need to do to keep the world spinning. I mean, I'm getting texts here. Soul Summit is our sex. So I'll take a chance, Yeah.
Part of that right there, though, with all due respect, part of that is why so many people would be like, can you just do a virtual? Because I'm not messing with these people. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds scary to me.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah.
But I do have another question for you. Leukemia people would like to know, with you guys as Soul Summit, I guess it's, will you guys as Soul Summit, have you gotten into music production, or are you going to stay in the DJ realm?
I titter and tatter a little bit. I've had did some stuff, but yeah, I think so. Since things got kind of quiet again, started looking back into different software and stuff, and maybe revive some tracks that were done about 10 years ago. So it's a high possibility.
What about you, Jeff?
Matter of time, I think. See what the journey holds. But I think time will come into play with that. I could see time bringing that about eventually.
Eventually.
I have
well, Jeff, I'm just going to let you know we're in the COVID now. Now seems like a really good time.
The time is now. And the funny thing with that is, like, as a lot of DJs will tell you, the community may not know, but we do that already. Like, remix stuff, you get nice songs. This part is nice, but it's not long enough. A lot of that stuff that people have heard as Soul Summit, at least for myself, I've edited, remixed it, chopped it up, turned it around before the digital thing was about. So a lot of that stuff we've done, at least I've done, but never released it per se. But certainly, Tab and Jeff will tell you, I've been doing a lot of research, reaching out to all my partners, Alton Miller in Detroit, and all the people I know that are heavy in production, Timmy Regisford included, to kick off this whole mentorship for myself in the production realm.
Okay.
So I have a question from the chat from Brooklyn Iconic, which you may know is Letheria.
She told you not to say her name.
Yeah, but I
hey girl, hey.
Okay. She said, I think we kind of answered it, but just to reiterate or to really be clear, are the Soul Summit performances filmed or archived, in any way? I know that you mentioned that you had live streams a couple of times, but have you filmed any of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have I wouldn't say an extensive archive, because over time that stuff, I saved most of it digitally. A lot of it's on the cloud. I'm currently, again, due to nothing else happening, I'm going through stuff and cleaning up audio and everything. So yeah, we filmed, I would say, the last 4 or 5 years, I have at least one event, some at Fort Greene and some at other places, the whole event archived.
And I think
I tell you, I would love to see like a whole Soul Summit documentary. I get to talk to you guys personally, but if for no other reasons than just when watching videos of Soul Summit, it's always so enjoyable to see the crowd and be like, oh, there's so-and-so, oh, there's so-and-so. And even people that are not with us anymore, it's just like, oh my God, there's so-and-so. And it's a feel-good thing to watch. So, just saying.
No, it's a good just saying. That has been tossed around too, and I guess you've seen some of the little short clips, but we haven't released like a full-length feature on it, and that's probably something that we're gonna definitely look into, the licensing of the songs and all. When I do it, I want to do it right, like the license of the songs, broadcast quality, and everything. So yeah, I'm going through archives now of what's usable, what's not. But like I said, the last 4 or 5 years have been archived. At least one.
Good answer. Yay. So I know that we'll see that in the future, because that's something that we'd love to see as well.
And we have over the years, a bunch of short films, documentaries, at least 8 to 10 on Soul Summit. But as you've indicated, nothing we've done ourselves. Great question though, because there's a dilemma in our community, especially communities of color, documenting our work, which Soul Summit has done, as Taboo has mentioned. We've done.
Hence why we're here this evening.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yes.
Yes.
None of these showing the same 2 pictures of the garage. I always it hurts me that it wasn't. I know people run, but the stars and they didn't want to. Yeah, no, we lost a lot on that dock and capturing.
Right. And on that, tell me about the drones.
Oh,
Right.
Oh man,
Especially since they were
yeah.
like illegal, like the next.
No, but I think we beat the law by a month.
Yeah.
I think they outlawed drones in New York City Park in August or September, and I think we beat it by like a month. Big up to Domino. That was a Domino thing. He kept saying, "You got a surprise. I can't tell you because you're gonna bug out." Because I'm like, anytime somebody adds something like drones or I don't know, if you add like a blow up thing, the insurance goes up. So I'm like, yo, he's like, I'm not gonna tell you, it's a surprise. And we beat the drone because we talked about it, but he actually just went and did it.
We went our t-shirt guy for
Angela.
Right, yeah. He's the merch guy. He handles all the merch. And that was his brainchild. We talked about it, but he just went and did it. He just like did it and beat the law by, like I said, about a month, I think, before
Okay, Jeff, are you having a problem?
We can't see you anymore for some reason. So
he probably gonna have to reboot his phone. There he goes.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm back.
We got you, Jeff.
Yeah.
And that, he ain't got good receptions out in the Hamptons out there,
Okay. Sin?
Yes.
What is your next
Well,
inquiry for our guest?
okay. Well, I always have inquiries. So I've asked you about the like the dream artist that you would like to have if you had somebody, but we really didn't get into that, like in terms of who that would be if you could have someone. Like you talked a lot about who you've had.
Yeah.
And you spoke about who you almost had.
Right.
Right.
Who would you have if there was like right now? Like if you normal.
Well, one of the people we almost had that I would still, I guess, Grace Jones. Would have been nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we opened up. So Summit opened up for Grace Jones at Afropunk. So Jeff is making that.
That would be definitely Grace would be headliner. Kind of started that conversation. I would like, I don't know, I think out in the park, I would like a Shaka Khan. I would like somebody like that. I think
a Jamiroquai.
They know me well. I try.
All right. Well, I got a question. Where does all the equipment go?
Oh, well, there's different parts of it. The sound reinforcement stuff is not ours anymore.
We rent now.
Thank God for that.
Yeah,
we rent.
Shout out to Liberation. Shout out to Liberation.
Big up the Mind Liberation sound and team. Yeah. We a lot of it used to be ours. It used to go to our various places. It would go back to storage. Now the bulk of it is Liberation Sounds, and I guess he takes it back to storage.
Okay.
I wanted to throw out a name in terms of a DJ. Idris Elba is someone, and we briefly worked on or talked about, but Idris Elba, now he did pirate radio, of course, in England, but now he does house music. And I've been thinking about him just because of the cross. He's working heavy with Kevin Saunderson, the originator of techno now.
Right.
And I would like having him for several reasons. Number one, his name, but also he has an interest in the whole Black techno movement. So that's someone who I could envision coming to Soul Summit since he's DJing house
Nice
now,
one.
and he has a conscious.
Now, is that because he is a good DJ or because he's Idris Elba?
No, well, for the reasons I mentioned, he's a decent DJ, and he does have a background. He did pirate radio in England, so I respect the whole pirate radio movement. But because of his consciousness and his thinking as it relates to techno music, he's very interested in alerting the world about the origin of techno music belonging to Black peoples. So, I mean, for me, that's enough to bring the brother down and to parallel his thinking in that area with Soul Summit. His DJ skills, I don't know. I'm not.
Don't say the wrong words or you won't get him.
No, I'm not. Nah. Yeah, I don't. Soul Summit. We're different. We're not moved.
Hey, we're waiting for you.
We're not moved in that other area like other folk are. So that we're good in terms of his skill level is and all that.
I will say if I could get somebody that has that's a celebrity that has become a DJ, it would be Dion Cole right now, because I was watching him from the beginning, and I've heard his DJing get better and better, but he's also just so much fun to watch because he's clearly having a good time, and it's catchy.
Entertaining.
It's catchy, yeah.
Super entertaining.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, Christy Starr would like to know, has Spike Lee ever done a documentary on Soul Summit? And, and she says it would be great to capture the history.
Yeah, we've been trying to work closer. Of course, we've worked with Spike. We partnered with him at Restoration Plaza. Many people don't know the history behind that. But New York City, I guess it was Bloomberg, was beating up on Spike in his event in Prospect Park, and they took the permits at the last minute. So lo and behold, Taboo, being the humble guy he is, and Jeff, we got a call. We got a call from his chief of staff about Restoration Plaza, because at that point we had all the dates at Restoration Plaza, and we actually gave up a date. So that first event, Michael Jackson event at Restoration Plaza, was actually a Soul Summit, a permitted event. But the brothers spoke together, and we thought it was worthy of us to give it to Spike. So we partnered with him, but no, never an actual documentary. Yeah, we've reached out though. I'm in communication with the brother. I won't mention his name, but his chief of staff, try and get Soul Summit how can She's Gotta Have It in Brooklyn and not be in Fort Greene Park, right? So we're trying to do something there. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Well, I look forward to that, and thank you for from the community for allowing that to happen also, because I think that's something that's a little bit missing sometimes with us, is supporting each other in each other's ventures, and trying to go above to help somebody else because they think that it serves them better, right? And so my next question would be is there something that you've encountered through all of these years that has been a little shady?
I guess you cannot be in the music business and not encounter something shady.
You ain't never lied.
I mean,
That's the truth, right?
I don't. That's another one. Where do you start from? Well, my personal thing is, if I think you're shady, I'm not gonna do nothing with you. But if I go a little bit outside of Fort Greene Park, I go a little bit outside of Fort Greene, working with different promoters and working with people. It reminds me of we've all been there when, I'm gonna pay you at the end of the night, and that night doesn't go the way, and then you like, yo, keep your eyes on this dude because he's gonna try to cut out. We've all been there at least once or twice, maybe even more than that. With stuff, and then I guess a lot of times we've all been, you bring down a whole sound system, you play the whole night, you agree upon a price, and ends up the promoter didn't get the numbers and said, oh, I can't pay you this, I can give you that. I'm sure we've been there. But far as the park is concerned, we haven't really had any shady thing because it's kind of is all amongst us. So haven't had too much problems with that. But in the DJing realm, period,
that comes with the curse.
yeah, that comes kind of with, you know, clubs being double booked. I've got the clubs with 4 crates of records and somebody else was playing, and you know, I mean, the whole bit, you know. Oh, this is not the house night. This is the the Irish poker night. You still want to play, you know. I mean, all of it. I went to promoters' houses in Jersey looking for money, and I mean the whole bit. You know, I mean,
I like that. I know where you live.
yeah, just because I play house, don't think we ain't from Brooklyn. You know, yeah. You gotta keep in touch with the goon squad every now and then.
Right. That's the truth. Oh,
that's great.
Like, yo, Hoboken is right there. Newton is right there. I could get there.
Yeah. I'm taking this train, 3 stops. What?
What's that? Well, I want to say thank you, for all of that you gentlemen have done for the community and for what you continue to do. And I would like to see you out at parties more often. I'm just saying.
Oh, we get
part of the business, so don't get that wrong.
No. It's funny. We get a lot of requests. Obviously, because the summertime. We are in New York. The summertime is basically 3-4 months.
Right.
All the other other events now. I admit that in the past we weren't posting a lot on social media. I would say I had social media, and I just was not posting all the other stuff. So the last 4 or 5 years, I've started posting all of the events, not just the park events, the crossover events, things in Bushwick, things on rooftops. So now I think people can get, and definitely moving forward, we're gonna post kind of everything.
But I think you're asking about us participating or coming out to it. That's what I heard you say.
I think she means coming out. Cynthia, you correct me if I'm wrong.
Because this has been really pleasurable for me in terms of being able to be in an environment like just right now, right, of getting to know each other, to socialize, to talk. So I want both, because I love the music and everything that happens when you're DJing and all of that, but I've really had a great time with this as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're a blast.
Meet me somewhere when the world opens up, and let's go to the bar together. You don't have to be playing anything.
No, right. Totally. And a lot of times, like I tell a lot of guys is, we're all working DJs. So,
I go out though. I don't know about these two guys. I go out to clubs, parties, all over the place.
And
Jersey,
when I go out,
Philly.
Yeah, no. When we go out, I kind of lay low. I'm in the corner. I lay low. I'm in the corner chilling. Taking it all in. But I love to go to other people's events.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that when it's applicable. Yeah, no, totally. I don't, just like to work. I like to enjoy. I like to have a good social life. I think you got to have a mixture of both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is important. I think that there's a fine line of,
yes,
it's how you connect to your audience. It's more than just connecting through like watching the crowd and feeling what's happening in the music. It's also kind of knowing this song, they are really feeling this. And you might be surprised by some choices that other people make in those environments as well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, totally.
I have another question from the chat. Shayla Ray would like to know, does Soul Summit have or have you had any exhibits in the Brooklyn Museum?
No, we haven't had an exhibit, but we've definitely
I think we had
we've had some bangers in there.
Yeah, we've
But we
had
haven't had an exhibit though.
two major
That-
events
that-
there. Yeah, no exhibits though. But I'm
Ding,
glad
ding,
we got to play
ding,
there.
ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Oh,
going to ask you.
Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that actually Taboo was the one that connected with their public relations person, but now it's like they got house music, but they didn't have a house music month. You know, they had disco, they had rock, they had acid, they had all this stuff. So Tab went in there kicking the door down. Listen, you need to have a house music. You know, they used to do themes in Brooklyn Museum. Saturday night was a theme. It was disco, it was whatever. So eventually we got approached to do the house music event, and now they do it, or they used to do it pretty often. I know everybody's playing there, from Ian Friday to whoever it has been in there at this point.
So what you're saying is you guys broke that. You guys kind of started making that happen.
Well, not okay, Soul Summit did it, but we were the ones, and many of these entities, BAM for that matter, now BAM's used all over the place. These entities did not have Soul Summit, let alone house music as an evening, as a
I can definitely speak to, all right, if BAM was a perfect example. BAM they didn't even have DJ equipment in there.
Right.
Wow.
When we did BAM, they didn't have DJ equipment. We had to bring the top end. They just had sound reinforcement, because that BAM cafe never really did DJs. It did more live performances. And we said, I believe and as I was told, we broke the record in the snow, because there was about in 2008, I think that was it snowed that Thursday into that Friday,
right.
When we were there. Yeah, they didn't have DJ equipment at that point, and they went and purchased 2 CDJs and a mixer after that, and some other stuff. I told a girl, I gave her a list of things that were industry standard, and they went and purchased them.
Okay.
I like it. It means that you saw the value in what you guys brought to the table.
Right.
We got to
take your credit.
Yeah. Well, again, the artistic director had just gotten a job at BAM, and here comes the house community again. There's someone who used to frequent Soul Summit. So one of the first things he did was pitch for Soul Summit to have a weekend there. It was actually a weekend, Black History Month. It was 2 nights. So it was a beautiful network of the house music community in that regard.
That's awesome.
Sure, I was at one of those nights.
Me too.
Yes.
So I have it's been 3 weeks since we were last together. There's so much happening, so much going on, so much whatever happening out there. But I'm going to ask you again what I asked you before, which is one of my questions for every guest, which is, what is your guilty pleasure right now? Because it could be completely different in 2021 than it was in 2020. So I'm going to call on you first, Jeff.
Guilty pleasures. I love it.
Right now. What is your guilty pleasure right now?
Well,
right now, Jeff.
I can't say it has changed. I can't say it has changed. Vinyl junkie, man. I mean, it's what I live for.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sadiq?
Am I up? Taboo?
Yes, you are.
You're up.
Yeah, guilty pleasures. Nah. Red is so bad. I remember that last time. I was like, what? Guilty pleasures? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Makes you stop and think about what you're doing with yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Why am I doing this again? I know I should be doing this.
I guess the music, music.
Is there
Uh,
something guilty about that?
no, but
Something
there's a sacrifice, It's a lovely, beautiful thing.
Mm.
But there's definitely a sacrifice, family, relationships, so.
Okay. And
Yeah.
taboo?
I think since as obviously we all been spending more time inside. I've been messing around with like different LED lights and fixtures and bulbs and
I
stuff.
love this answer.
And I always kind of like those home improvement shows anyway.
Yeah.
I've been watching This Old House forever because I like
Yeah.
wood floors and all of that. So I'm kind of like, I've been messing around with a lot of different light fixtures and lighting but particularly in the LED thing. And that was different from, I had LED, I like swapped out my compact fluorescents a long time ago for the LED. Then I got the LED that you connect to the internet. Then I got rid of those. Thought somebody might be listening in on me. And then I guess I've been listening. I guess one of my things is listening to, I don't want to say conspiracy theories on the internet, but some out there stuff. And that's basically it. That's been it so far this year.
I love that whole answer. Here's the thing: as long as you know the conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories, that is a guilty pleasure. So as long as you know that, have fun with it. Have at it.
Yeah.
As far as the lights and wood floors, I'm so serious. I just did this whole thing in my apartment and did all this stuff and work and whatever. And I need two things. And it
You
is
got a LED light in the background now.
my wood floors, and I have a light that is like a Tiffany lamp that stopped working. So you need to come on over here and try to work out some of that stuff that you've been learning and practice over here.
Wow.
Put some of that.
See, you know how it goes. We're artists at it too. So since it's not a career thing, I'm moving.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an answer, right?
I'm sure you do. Look, I can make macaroni and cheese. You tell me what else you want.
Oh wow.
Nice.
We'll work for food. Dope.
Food.
All right, I have one more question for you guys from the chat. QQ74 wants to know, when will Soul Summit be posting more entertainment on the new platform on Twitch?
Good. Yeah, that's a good question because we have a Twitch page. I did a test run at like 1 a.m. or something just to test it and mess with all the settings. Probably before this month is over, we'll do at least a 4-hour set or something like that because we have the Twitch page. I've had the Twitch again. Twitch was something I had before the lockdown. I just never posted on it because all the gamer cats I knew were on it. Before all the DJs came, I would go on Twitch. A lot of my friends are gamers and geeks. They've been on Twitch forever. So I just got a page to have it. And it was really no soulful house music on there.
Right.
Yeah, so I have the page. We'll try to utilize it. Yeah, that's the only platform we haven't used yet is the Twitch one. So gonna definitely try to take advantage of it and see how it goes.
Well, let me ask you on that note, are you guys all set up to play at home?
Yeah. I could. Sometimes I set up. I take it down. I set up. I take it down.
So you can
it's
do
just
it.
a matter of setting it up. It's just a matter of setting
and
it up.
Sadiq, I see you shaking your head. Yes, Jeff.
Yes.
Not at this time. I still got some tweaking to do.
All right, well, get to tweaking, because I'm just saying I do a thing every Friday, and now people, you're hearing it first. I'm inviting you guys to be my guests, and you know, it's 4 hours of fun, and it's easy breezy. And I don't see why
Nice,
you
nice.
I want to say, make sure that you follow Soul Summit Music,
Yes.
Redness Parties, and Sinrose NYC on Twitch. How about
Hello.
that?
Hey,
Hello.
sounds like a winning combination, totally.
Right. Perfect combination.
Yes.
Well, I have one last thing I want to ask, and it is always like, what is up next? I know you're saying a Twitch stream in the next month, but is there something else that you want us to know about?
Oh wow. Again, there's Sadiq. I know you got some news, so Sadiq could go. But right now, there's just I'm talking with a bunch of folks with different platforms and different things, and we'll just see what pans out. As you guys know, I'm sure know, conversations are had all the time. Sometimes things become of it, and sometimes they don't, or they get delayed. So with a bunch of people, a bunch of the stuff that was kind of booked before the lockdown, some of those people are still like, hey, you still down to do whatever, and we're like, yeah, sure, to like totally, depending on the new parameters. Yeah, it's a high possibility. And I think Sadiq, I think you have some news, right, about platforms.
Yeah, in February, I've been invited to play. There's a London station, Universal Rhythms, that I'll be playing on there along with a bunch of other artists from around the world. It's like an international radio station. They're bringing people from Paris, Israel, the States.
Oh, just over there.
Yeah, all over. Yeah, that's how these people run. This is new for me.
That sounds like one step closer to Mr. Idris Elba.
Funny. Yeah, so that's coming down in February. You'll see that out there.
Awesome.
But keep the faith, and thank you.
Well, make sure you tag us on the info so we can share it.
Yes.
Will do.
Please.
Okay, my final question from the chat is, is Christy Starr wanted to know, have you guys received any awards from the city for your accomplishments?
Oh, sure.
Sadiq has.
Sure. Yeah, we've been recognized by City Council. We've been recognized by the Fort Greene Conservancy, which manages Fort Greene Park.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very influential and powerful entity, like the Central Park Conservancy. So certainly, we've been recognized by city entities.
We didn't get our invitation to get the key to Brooklyn yet, or the city, but I'm sure. I'm sure that may come.
Not yet. How about that?
I want the key to Brooklyn.
Nice.
I like it. All right. Well, I think on that note, we are going to begin to say good night because it's bedtime.
Yes.
It is bedtime. And I just want to say thank you, gentlemen, for being our first guests of 2021.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
And thank you everybody who's joined us today in the stream. And
absolutely. Zephaniah, I'm with you, girl. She said this is not funny. We need to get closer to Idris. I hear you, girl. Too cute. Big Jack Mo, Christy Starr. Thank you all for joining us and hanging out with us. And,
yeah, I need to switch that question around to the sisters, right? You guys like, well, you're bringing him there for the talent? See, the sisters are like, F the talent, bring that motherfucker down here. What are you talking about?
Priorities are different. The priorities are different. Once again, hey Idris, just waiting on you. And yeah, thank you guys so much. This has been very pleasant and fun, and I'm very, very serious about a Friday, so I'm going to hit you up offline, off here, and ask you about it. And you know,
Okay.
I think that could
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you,
that
sisters.
could be it.
Thank you, sisters.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
Yes.
I just want to take a personal moment. I hope everybody, no one minds, but I'm doing it.
Do it.
But a really, really, really good friend of mine, a 30-year friendship. My friend passed away in the last couple, you know, he passed yesterday. And I just want to say, send love and condolences to the family of my friend Redness Brown, and to his wife and his children. And, you know, if I didn't see myself, that is why. It's heavy on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss my friend a lot. And so, you know.
Yeah,
here's to
he and
love
I went to the same college.
Cheers.
Yeah. So, and on that note, I'm Red, and she.
I'm Sin Rose, and this has been
Bedtime Stories. And so it's still bedtime. We will see you guys next Tuesday. And, you know, everybody get some rest. Watch out for dummies. Don't watch too much news, but watch a little right now, because we need to know what's going on in these streets. And everybody stay safe.
Yes.
Peace.
All right.
All right. All right, let me click this thing.
Click it.
Play it.
I'll see y'all
Stop
later.
our recording, and I'm going to stop us being live. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Love ya.
Love you more.